Okay, so I wish I had done a vlog on my experiences with Ninja Warrior before, but it's probably honestly a little bit shy about it and kind of felt silly. But, this might be the last time, so I figured I would try to document stuff, plus I'm trying to post more stuff on YouTube. So, I just found out this afternoon that I'm officially invited to ANW American Ninja Warrior Season 15 at the age of 52 years old. And what I did last year was not having a clue about when my cycling, what my cycling schedule was going to be. And being the reigning U.S. national champion in my age group for my event, I was motivated to win it again, but I didn't know when I was going to be racing. But I did know that ANW Season 14 was in very late March, overlapping into April in San Antonio. The crazy thing was I didn't find out when I was going to be racing in the national championships until a week before I left for San Antonio. And unfortunately, the date for that was it would have been about 8 weeks, a little over 8 weeks, as soon as I got home from San Antonio. So the thing was, since I didn't know what my cycling schedule was, I just decided to just devote myself for 8 weeks training for ANW, which was the prudent thing to do, and it worked, so to speak. I totally changed my training for ANW, and this year I think I'll do the same thing. Well, obviously I'll have to do the same thing. No, I won't have to do the same thing. What I'm going to be doing is continuing to do cycling, just not as much as I was doing before for the last couple of months since I got back from the World Championships. But I want to keep those juices flowing this time around. I literally did not ride my bike at all for 8 weeks before I left for San Antonio. And so taking 2 solid months off and then coming back and hitting the bike for 2 solid months, the weather was nice. That worked out in my favor. And, I went into Indianapolis in great shape, honestly. And one thing I noticed was when I got back on the bike that very first night, I came home late. Might have been a Monday or something like that. I came home late, and I told myself, you got to get back on the bike the next day, and I did it. I got back on the rollers, monitored my heart rate to see what where it was after being 8 weeks off the bike, and it was spot on. The power was there, everything was fine. So all the signs were there. First, the next day I did a interval workout, and the numbers were there, and it was just like I never left. So this time around, I know when my racing schedule is, and I'm going to be not racing till August. So I got a ways, but I don't want to be complacent. I don't want to waste any of the fitness I have built up on the bike. But tonight what I'm going to do is do some conditioning work. I'm just checking the time. I'm going to go do the Versa Climber, and then I'm going to go do some strength training, and I'll try to vlog about more of this because my hybrid training, I wouldn't say it necessarily worked, but I went into season 14 last year completely healthy. I mean, no injuries whatsoever, and that was a win right there. And my head was in the game. I was just there's just a couple things I didn't account for in that. So anyway, I'll continue to try to vlog about this stuff. Thanks for watching. Okay, so the reason why I love the Versa Climber is it represents something that is wicked hard, that I sucked at, that I thought I was going to always suck at, and I'm actually quite comfortable doing it now. I just almost set a PR, missed tying a PR by 2 feet over 10 minutes, which is like an infinitesimal amount. I actually forgot when my actual PR was, and that's how I screwed up. I kind of pushed it a little bit harder at the very end. But the Versa Climber is great for conditioning work, particularly for the ninja stuff. It's
since vertical climber uses your arms and the legs, and it gets you your heart rate jacked up. It's about the closest thing I'm going to simulate to being totally stressed out. But I won't even get that far. But yeah, so my aerobic conditioning is spot on. I can pretty much maintain this, I think, for the next few weeks, and then get back on that thing or those things behind me. So right now I'm going to start doing some strength conditioning work. But yeah, you know, it's I was talking to someone today and about my unusual circumstances. And you know, when you're a master's athlete, this is the thing I've learned, is you got to keep an eye on what your goals are, you know. But when you're over 35, you're never going to be a pro. If you were a pro, you're not going to be a pro again. And if you were never a pro, you're not going to be one, definitely, for sure. So, I mean, obviously you can have goals and you can have realistic goals, but you got to be aware of like what you're sacrificing to get these goals. Are you tilting at windmills? Are you chasing after a white whale? And I found in 2019, at the end of 2019, that I was chasing after a whale, and you know, I still wanted to hunt, but I knew that I wasn't going to be all consumed by it, and that just worked out in my favor. And this was the point when you know, my friend reached this conclusion. I didn't have to point it out, but you know, I have other interests outside of cycling, and you know, fortunately, it's something at a high level. At least I can pretend to be at high level, and it keeps me occupied. And I manage to make two high level, completely different sports work together in tandem. So that's like the interesting thing about, if I was going to say what's the interesting thing about my training, is that I'm able to incorporate, you know, strength, power, aerobic conditioning, and you know, calisthenics work, and where I don't think very many other people have done that. So I'm creating a niche within a niche within a niche within a niche, which is totally par for the course for Will Wong. Anyway, that's my little bit for right now. I'll jump back in after I'm done doing a couple of reps of some crazy stuff. Okay, so now I'm super motivated. Oop, let's get the camera. Okay, now, so I'm super motivated, just trying to document all this stuff, because years past I was kind of sheepish about like putting this stuff down, all of it down on for the record, but you know, this is a great way of journaling. So one of the things I found over the years is how cumulative training effect. Never knew that there was actually a term for it. All I've heard was old man strength, and it's true. What it is, as long as you keep on training, you just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. This is about as strong as you can possibly get, and that's what I found. And one thing, I posted a video of this bar hang. You hang on a pull-up bar and you lift a 10-pound weight with your legs up and over a foam roller, and then you toss the plate away, and then you grab the foam roller with your legs, scissor it, throw it up in the air, catch it, and set it back down. Well, that was pretty hard a few years ago when I had that video. I made that video and I just reposted it. I just did it today, and I upped up the notch, and it was really, really easy. But that's cumulative training effect for you. You know, I'm way stronger than I am now than I was years before. It's doing the same stuff. Oh, not the same stuff. Same type of stuff, but varied. And it's just the strength gains have accumulated. So it's very easy for me to pick up if I don't do something for a long time, for like months. Like when I went to the Ninja Gym for the first time in October after I got back from LA, you know, it was like I never left. You know, I proved a point. And I didn't go back for a few months until Saturday. And no, actually, I guess Monday. And sorry, that was Friday. Oof. The problem with getting old is your memory goes. But I knew I didn't need to spend all this time in the Ninja Gyms taking a chance of hurting myself. You know, I don't have the skills like Brett Sims is going to have. Or, sorry, I shouldn't mention my name in the same breath as him. But any of the other guys, because this isn't my bag. And what I'm mainly trying to do is not hurt myself, because my main gig is being a husband, a father, and then a bike racer. And actually, before the bike racer part is a service technician that requires functional knees, toes, and feet, and arms and legs. But yeah, so yeah, just like I said, I'm gonna just try to document more of this stuff. Hopefully, I can just dump it and not edit it too much, so someone can appreciate it. Maybe me years from now when I'm in a wheelchair in the old folks' home. But this is day one of training.